Welcome back to another episode of Freedom Found Podcast, where I help you transition from I hate Mondays to I absolutely love what I do, getting to the point of freedom and fulfillment, living life on purpose. I am your host, Coach Amy P, and we are getting into another episode. Today is another good one, another jam-packed, powerful episode where we're going to talk about, so you left your job, now what? What do? You jumped off this job. You have officially taken the leap. So what do? I want to talk through some of those things today. And so is that you? Like, have you already taken the leap off your job? You know, if this is your first time here to my podcast, I help entrepreneurs actually make that transition from their 9-to-5 into entrepreneurship to find fulfillment and freedom. Listen, leaving a job can be full of uncertainties. I know firsthand what it feels like to take that big leap from a job into entrepreneurship. Is why I do what I do in terms of coaching you so that you can have success and not make all the mistakes that I've made. But I know what it feels like to face uncertainty when you take that leap. So first of all, let me go ahead and say this right now. If you have taken a leap, congratulations. I just want to celebrate you right now because that is a big, bold move that you have made. And I know you probably have all of these doubts, all of these fears that's trying to pop up in your head telling you, oh my gosh, you have made the wrong choice. Why would you leave your job? Why have you walked away from your great income? All these things are going to pop into your head when you first take the leap. But you know when it's time. You know if God has called you out and to do something for according to his plan and his purpose. You know when it's time. And if that's you, I just want to encourage you. I want to celebrate you right now for taking the leap. It is a big deal. And so congratulations first and foremost. So take a breath, pause for a second, just think about where you are. Don't rush into anything. Let's just go ahead and breathe for a second and let's get into some of these topics because it is a big deal. You know, it's funny whenever, in the midst of chaos and in the midst of uncertainty, it's amazing how things that matter most will become clear. And I actually agree with this quote. It's funny how when you pause, everything can be chaotic and seem crazy and uncertain. All the things that you start to lack, things that you're like, oh my gosh, this, that, and the third, the things that are most important will start to pop their heads and make themselves available to you or make themselves clear. Things like your finances, things like time with your family, things like, oh, what am I going to do the rest of my life? Things like, have I thought about retirement and what's going to happen whenever, I get to a certain age? Will I be able to take care of myself? Will I have enough food to eat? All of these things all of a sudden become clear because you're facing uncertainty. When I think about taking the leap from a job, I can't help but think about a baby bird. Whenever I think about someone taking the leap, I just cannot help but think about a baby bird learning to fly. And it's interesting it's interesting that a bird, whenever it's a hatchling, what happens, it depends on its parents. The parents have to bring, the adult bird has to bring the food back to the nest to be able to feed the bird, and it depends on the parent for warmth and protection. It spends all of its days, its early days, nestled in the safety of that nest, growing stronger and developing the muscles it needs to fly. Like it's not even thinking about anything else outside of flying. It has been created and made to fly. And just like birds hatching from its egg, the decision to leave your job actually marks the beginning of a new chapter in your life. It marks the beginning of a pivotal moment in your life to where you feel this excitement and anticipation about the new possibilities and all the things that are possible for you. And as that little birdie decides to grow, the parent continues to bring back all this nourishment, feeding it a diet of, rich in protein and nutrients to support its growth because the mama knows exactly what this baby needs, And during this time, the little bird, its wings, it begins to grow. It begins to take shape and you get stronger and stronger each passing day. You've experienced this on a job. You've had the security and your managers and the security of this job has brought, has brought nourishment to your skill set and your mindset. It hopefully it's brought these things. It's provided security in terms of your finances. But then, as the hatchling grows, it starts to mature and it starts to get curious about taking the leap off this ledge. And so it starts to kind of perform inside of his nest. It starts to kind of spread its wings a little bit. And some of you may have experienced this too, where maybe you started to spread your wings and you started to wanting to develop your skill sets and maybe expand a little bit and move up in a job. And maybe there wasn't a lot of room in that nest for you to grow. And so you started feeling this urge to take flight. Like you needed to spread your wings. You needed to do what you've been called to do. And it's just like this little bird, aspiring entrepreneurs, we do the same thing. We engage into these activities, building our entrepreneurial muscles. And, we may attend workshops, we may build our skill and things like that, looking forward to the day where we're going to take that leap. And then eventually the moment actually comes where we're getting ready to take our first flight with a mixture of like all of this excitement and trepidation. We know that it's terrifying because we've never flown before. But guess what we do? We take that hop. We hop off that ledge into entrepreneurship, but it comes with a mix of excitement and uncertainty. And so, my friends, that's probably where you are. You've now jumped off the ledge. You're soaring. Your flight may seem a little short. You have to maybe take a pause on the side of the ledge for a second to catch your breath because everything is starting to feel like a whirlwind. So just like the process of learning to fly, this journey from leaving your job into entrepreneurship is also one of growth. It's one of exploration, and it's one of self-discovery. So you, my friend, I want you to go ahead and be thinking about this time that you have right now. How can you really focus on developing yourself, developing your mind to be able to manage your business, to be able to do the things that you've called? Take this time now to build your skill. It will require courage and resilience and the willingness to just embrace the unknown, because there's so many unknowns when you've never done something before. And so don't be afraid. Don't allow fear to show its face. Again, fear is that false evidence appearing real. Don't worry about all the things that you don't know right now. Just focus on what you do know. And let's start at the beginning. This reminds me, I remember when I first when I first took the leap from my job, one of the things that really stopped me from moving forward is fear. One, because I was I witnessed and saw a lot of entrepreneurs that were already kind of out there doing their thing, people that I look up to even to this day. I can remember being in a space where I began to start to apply everything that everyone told me in terms of entrepreneurship. I had been through coaching programs. I had taken workshops. I worked with a coach, multiple coaches. I had taken, I was watching all these YouTube videos, and oh my gosh, everybody was talking about all these things. Oh, you need this. You need to have this in place. You got to have this in place. Your website needs to look like this. I remember talking to one person, and the very next day, another person would tell me the opposite. It was crazy. It was like I was in a tornado, like a whirlwind of just knowledge. And I had to get to the point where I had to pause and really stop and really reflect. What is it that I'm doing? What is it that I'm doing? Where do I want to be? And so I want to share some steps that you can take now that you've taken the leap to consider, so that one, it can ease your mind a little bit. It can help you get on track, and it can help you really take action in your business instead of get caught up and, get to the point where you freeze because there's so much information, so much knowledge. This age that we're living in now of social media and the digital age, everyone is an expert. Everyone is going to be telling you what you should and shouldn't do in terms of entrepreneurship. And so I just want to share a couple of things for you to reflect on so that you can make the decision on your own now that you're out. What's up, family? Coach Amy P here. Are you waking up on Mondays feeling like you are stuck in a job that you do not love? Listen, I get it. But guess what? It does not have to be that way. My coaching services, you can break free from the I hate Monday cycle and start saying, I love what I do. Imagine waking up excited for work, feeling fulfilled on purpose for your destiny, saying, I absolutely love what I do. Don't let another day go by feeling unfulfilled and uninspired. Visit CoachAmyP.com today. Matter of fact, right now, to submit your discovery session. Let's unlock your fullest potential, discover your passions, and create the career you absolutely love, whether it's on the job or off the job. I can't wait to help you on this journey. Let's get back to the episode and take action immediately. So the first thing I want to share with you is whenever you take this leap, and if you are facing this crazy uncertainty and you're hearing a lot of information, I want you to pause and really reflect on your goals and priorities. If you do not know where you're going, you are going to be pulled in every single direction possible. Okay. So you really want to stop, think about what is it that you're trying to build? What is it that you want to accomplish over the next year or 6 months or whatever like that, and begin to start prioritizing those things based on and begin to start organizing those things based on priority. So consider like all of your career goals, all your career aspirations so far. Like, what have you been able to do? Really write down your expertise and the skills that you're able to offer a client in terms of solving their problems, right? And you also want to think about your personal values. What are the values that you want to maintain? For example, with me, my personal values, let me go all the way back. For example, with my career aspirations, I was transitioning out of the corporate space to focus on coaching a little bit more, to focus on ministry full time. And so, but my entire background and profession, my career profession involved instructional design and learning and development, HR management, things like that. So I started to think about, okay, what services can I offer my clients if I'm coaching? What do my services look like in terms of instructional design, learning and development, or graphic design? And so I started to kind of create some packages with that in mind, with my skill set in mind. I also, personal values is another one. You really want to reflect on your personal values, because now that you have the freedom to create whatever you want, you can honor your personal values. My personal values, faith, family, freedom. Okay. I knew that I wanted to honor my faith. So I started doing ministry full time. I began to craft what ministry actually looked like for me. I also honor family and freedom. So, hey, I want the ability to decide when and where I'm going to make all decisions. And so that, being able to wake up whenever I felt like it on a day, I had to learn very quickly, like, hey, I'm in control of my time now. So I can't just sleep to 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I have to really capitalize on the time that I have to be able to build whatever I needed out and to be able to be a good steward of my time so that I can start to build the things out that I was desiring to do. And you want to think about your long-term goals. Like, what is it that you're actually trying to accomplish? Begin to write those things down. I've shared this before in my podcast. Write the vision, make it plain so that you can run with this thing, okay, whenever you need to. And so what that looks like is creating a business plan. And you don't have to create a 50-page business plan. You literally can start with the 5 W's that we've been taught in elementary school. The who, what is it that you're trying to do? Who will be involved? Who are you serving? What is it that you're trying to do? Who are you serving? Where will you serve them? When will you serve them? Like, you can literally start with the basics and get, get the foundational content out of your head so that you can begin to build out your business plan to be able to apply what you need to apply. And this is all going to really just help clarify your direction. It's going to help you take the next step when you've made your plan clear. You know what you need to take next once you start to write some of these things down. The second step I want you to consider is to assess your finances. So, hey, if you did not do this before you left your job, now's a good time to think about, okay, what is my financial situation? Your financial situation probably don't look anything like mine. I am a mother of 3 children. Whenever I transitioned off my job, I took that leap immediately. I did have a little bit of savings, but me and my husband talked about what it could look like for us if I left my corporate job, what our household situation would look like. And so I would definitely do this yourself. I would definitely encourage you to do this now. If you have not done this already, go ahead and create a budget. Go ahead and identify your expenses. What is it going to take to manage your business, and get rid of all the junk, the stuff that's just causing distractions that you don't necessarily need right now, like technology. There's a lot of things that we invest in. I made this mistake whenever I first took the leap. I invested in every program, every technology, every automation. It was like, and a lot of that stuff was unnecessary. I just thought I needed those things because I was hearing what other people were doing. But the reality of where I was in my business, I was in the infancy phase. I was at the beginning. I wasn't in, this intermediate or this advanced stage to where I was ready to even take on hundreds of clients in a funnel. I just needed to focus on the one-to-one, on how to serve the one so that I can master my processes and my procedures and all of my systems so that I could duplicate that thing to be able to make more money and be able to take on more clients. And so don't be afraid to start simple, like to start small, to start where you are, to begin with the one thing so you can master that one thing, so you can duplicate that thing and really see acceleration in your business. You'll be surprised how just focusing on the one thing will really catapult you forward. Like it really does increase leverage in your business when you can focus. You can just focus on the one thing, get it under control so that you can learn the ins and outs of your actual product and your service. You can make adjustments along the way. So don't be afraid to fail the first time. Don't be afraid to just get it out there. Start wherever you are. Don't be afraid of that and just fail forward and be able to learn what you need to adjust to be able to move forward. So you definitely want to develop your financial plan for both short-term and your long-term goals. You can't be on the street now that you left your job and then you have to end up running back to your job because you didn't plan financially. Trust me, I've been there as well. So the next thing I want you to focus on now that you've taken a leap is explore your options. Maybe you've already fixed your mind on what you want to do right now. I knew what I wanted to do. It was the reason why I transitioned, but maybe you're in a space where you just taken the leap. You're like, I was done. I was fed up. I jumped off the ledge. Now I'm here. So if this is you, I want you to really take time to explore different opportunities available to you based on your skill set. Whether it's your own business, whether it's freelancing, whether it's pursuing another career opportunity, you really want to think about what's the best thing that's going to align to your interests, your skills, and your goals. Now that you're actually off the job, what is it that you want to do next? If it's not planting your own business or starting your business from scratch, what is this next step that you need to take? So I really want you to think about your options and go ahead and write those things down so that you know the steps you need to take to be able to move towards those goals. Yeah. The next thing I want you to do or consider is networking opportunities. Hey, you're free now. You're not on a job. Network, network, network. You probably heard this before. Your network is your net worth. This is so true. You'll be surprised by making connections. It really does. Networking is essential regardless of your career stage. It does not matter where you are in your career. If you begin to network, reaching out to your former colleagues, places where you've been before, industry contacts, professional networks, like all of the affiliations in your area, it really will transform your level of knowledge, your level of skill, and potential opportunities. Opportunities will start landing in your lap just by way of you going and talking to people, sharing what you do, getting the word out that you're now available. So begin to think about what networking events you can actually participate in, what professional organizations you may be willing to join to kind of put you in spaces where around like-minded people, and leverage those platforms like LinkedIn, Upwork. If you're getting into freelancing, there's so many platforms that you can leverage to be able to expand your network. So be considering your networking skills. Go ahead and get ready to get out there. And if you don't have a business card or anything like that, one of the tools that I like to use, I use a digital business card. So I use, I'm not going to say their name because they ain't paying me to talk about them in my podcast. I'm learning that now. So, but I actually use a digital card where you can scan the QR code. I go to at least 3 or 4 events a week and I have my QR code. People can scan it right there on the fly. We connect. We follow up later, have coffee or whatever, just to kind of see what people have going on, to see how we can work together, see what they may need from me and how I can serve them. And so I would go into a networking event knowing that you're going to walk away with at least 5 contacts that you want to connect with to see how you can serve them, how you can help them solve their business problems, or how they can help you solve your business problems, and just start with those relationships. The next step I would take is invest in your personal development. Now that you're away from your job, hey, YouTube University will educate you. You hear me? You do not have to invest thousands of dollars into a program to get you to the next step. Yes, I believe in education. I actually am one of them. I'm a coach myself and I have programs that you can invest in. And I have invested thousands of dollars into coaching and into programs to help me build my skill in my business. But when you're starting out and you're just getting started, you just left your job, you can jump straight on YouTube and start scheduling some time every day to just learn the skills that you may not have in terms of sales, in terms of marketing, in terms of digital marketing, in terms of branding and networking. Just go to YouTube, search those things up, and you'll be surprised the level of education that you can get just from watching a video or two every single day to build your personal development. So I want to encourage you to go ahead and take whatever you can, whatever learning opportunities that you may be able to find that align to your personal interests and your goals. Focus on building these new skills and expanding your knowledge so that you can be a better CEO, so that you can be a better manager of people and of your time inside of your business. Okay. The next step I want you to take is to stay active and engaged. Listen, it is so easy now that you do not have a place to be every single day to get lazy. Do not let laziness take over you, my friends. Listen, I know what this feels like to be able to relax. And it's like, finally, I don't have a place where I have to be. I get to just chill and not wake up and just do whatever I want to do. That laziness will take over your day. If you do not get control of it now, you will find yourself 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the evening getting started with your day. And then guess what you're going to do? You're going to stay up later, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning to do your work. And hey, I'm not saying this is some type of fixed schedule. You're free now. You're an entrepreneur. You get to decide your schedule. But I do know not all of us need to be staying in the bed to 12 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Because we're allowing that laziness to halt us from pursuing steps and taking action in our business every single day. So I want you to consider, creating some type of routine. Whether your routine is you're like, hey, I'm going to work every single day between 12 and 5. I'm going to spend time developing my business, and maybe it's like, hey, from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m., I'm going to spend time managing my business. Actually, maybe it's going to take a break at this time to go walk, to really get outside and get some fresh air. Maybe I'm going to schedule in a gym day, really start to prioritize your activities and your day around the things that you desire. Now that you have more freedom, most of us are transitioning because we just want more financial freedom. We want more health freedom. We want more time freedom. So don't allow this freedom to get you into a space where now you become lazy and you forget the priorities that you have and you forget all the goals that you've set for yourself, because time is money. We don't want to waste our time because the time is precious. And so while you have the time, consider the time you have to do the things that you want to do to take care of yourself. Make that a priority during this period of change. Okay. To not only take care of yourself, but also to build your business. Okay. During this season of change. And the last thing is to stay positive and resilient. Okay. Transitions can be challenging. They're very difficult, but maintaining a positive attitude, and a mindset and keeping that resilience is going to be key to navigating any type of uncertainty. So embrace the journey, stay open to new opportunities, and trust in your ability to adapt and thrive in the face of change. You got this. You're on your way. You have taken the first step. I am excited for you. And so stay tuned to the podcast episodes because I'm going to be bringing all types of topics to be able to get you to the next step. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If this is your first time here, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me over on Instagram. I would love to know where you are on your entrepreneurial journey. So go ahead and drop me a comment below so I can help you get to the next step in your entrepreneurial journey. I'm your host, Coach Amy P. I'll see you next time.
You're looking for the freedom, freedom, freedom.